So today I will try to speak about the political participation after 2003. The first slide, as you show now, it's something theoretical about the political participation. Why I bring this slide? Because that the US administration promised the women who are working with them actually that the political participation will be a very good one for them. And because the other women in Iraq, they don't know about the political participation. In Iraq now, actually, we have two groups about the occupation and about the political participation. The first one who says actually anti-occupation, those women say that women political participation under the occupation did not change or improve their situation. They argue that participation only improved the situation of women who belong to the ruling political parties and accepted the occupation, as well as for women who believed in sectarian and conservative political Islam. Women of this view insist that Iraqi women played a role in their society since 1930s. About the other group, the pro-occupation women, considered what happened in Iraq for them actually liberation, and it's something from the American liberation, American democracy that ushered a new era for women. Some other groups who were anti-occupation also say that women political participation was increased after 2003. The two above-mentioned group believe that the 25% women quota was a great improvement. Okay, let us to start with the political participation for the women since 2003, with the Covering Council, which established in 2003. From 25 members, it includes just 3. And the cabinet of this period was included 25 ministers, just one of them was a woman. In June 2004, Paul Bremer issued law number 96, which established the women 25% quota in the parliament. So it's really gave from the American to the women in Iraq the 25 quota. It's not from the Iraqi. In 2004, a transitional administration law, TAL, was announced in which the 25% of women was stated. This was later included in the parliament constitution. This decision was the reason for increasing women participation in the legislative. Of course, this one, it came before some of the women, delegated from women, go to the America and ask the administration to make the percentage of the women before the 3 women to make it more. So it came with the TAL and the Paul Bremer law 96. The first transitional cabinet 2004 for Mr. Alawi, 6 female out of 31 ministers. In the first appointed General Assembly, 87 women were appointed out of 275 members. So this was the percentage, 31.6. It's more than 25. All of them selected according to sectarian and ethical basis. Equality, merit was not taken into consideration, and actually some of them were Ba'athist, and again they were in the General Assembly. And this percentage was considered as the highest in the Iraqi and Arab legislatives. However, this assembly did nothing actually constructive for the country. So whether the women within them or out of them, there is no change for the women's situation in general. For the second transitional cabinet, Mr. Al-Ja'fari, 6 female out of the 36 ministers. And as you can see, again, some of them, it was the same. For example, for the human rights was the same for 2004, and she continued in 2005. I think this one, it's very important. Iraqi constitution and how the women actually participated in this draft. The steps to draft a new permanent constitution started in June 2005. For that, a committee was included 69 members was formed. Women's participation in this committee was only 9. For the December elections, 2005, women managed to get 73 seats out of the total 275 in the parliament. The percentage of women participation, it was more than 25, it was 26.5%. Most of them were not elected because this election was under the closed lists. So the people go for electing just the list, and they don't know who will be in this. But just they knew the list for the Shia, the list for the Sunni, the list for the Kurds. But who in the list, they don't know. Therefore, sectarian ethnic attitudes and quota was the main things in these elections. And the women actually, for example, Al-Tawafiq Front Sunni list, it was Sunni list, they get 44 and 10 of them were women. الائتلاف العراقي الموحد أيضا for the Shia 128 seats, and Kurdistan Alliance, it's 53, 16 women for them. National Dialogue Council 11, 2 women for include with their seats. Secular one, which one is Al-Iraqiyya, 25 seats, they have just 4 women. And independent and minorities, the 5 seats for them. For the first Al-Maliki cabinet, 2006, 4 female out of the 37 ministers, and also environment, housing and construction, this kind of the ministries, but again, what they did for the people, unfortunately, nothing. Well, let us see for these photos for the women who participated in the politics thing, and especially for Mrs. Maysoon al-Damaluji, Azhar al-Sheikhli, and this lady, Leila. She's the Minister of the Public Work. Most of them were very actually active in the media and talk about the political participation and how they are doing many things for the women. I don't know what they are doing actually for the women, and all the international reports actually says against what they said about the situation in the women. But still, for them, still the situation and the political participation is good. So for the next one, it's the elections in 2010, and this one, it was really very important because now we are living under it. The number of women who nominated themselves in the March was 6,172. 83 of them have gained seats in the parliament, representing the 25% according to the quota system. Most of them were not elected. According to the open list, here we are changed from the kind of the elections. Here we are under the open list, so the people knew who they are going to elect. Most of them actually, especially for the people who were in the media very active, actually they didn't win in the elect. Al-Iraqiyya, 91 seats, they have 25 women. The state of law, 89 seats, 23 have women. Al-I'tilaf al-Watani, 75 seats, 18 women. The Kurdish coalition, 43 seats, 12 women. And the independent and minorities, 5 seats. Women in second Al-Maliki cabinet, 2010, 2 ministers out of 42, state of women affairs, and the other one, it's just a state, I don't know for which, because they gave her just Ministry of State. For what, I don't know. Okay, what women achieved as a result of their large political participation since 2003. No women participated in the discussion and negotiations during the 8 months that preceded the formation of the government. No women have occupied or even nominated for a leading positions, president, vice president. We have 2 vice presidents and the prime minister. We have also 3 deputy prime minister, head of the parliament, and we have 2 for deputy head of parliament. No woman can actually nominate herself for these positions. Those women actually now very active, I should say, very active, and most of them actually, as you can see from the political conservative parties, especially Hizb al-Da'wah and the Sadr movement, and also some of them from Islamic Party. And this lady actually here, Ibtihal al-Qasid, the Minister of Women Affairs, and this one from al-Iraqiyya as well. But I should say they are very active for, this kind of the corruptions and the kind of the service for the people. Yes, yes. But still, if you account them, it's just 6. And their main role was to support the policies of their own parties. For example, we have for al-Hashimi, this is the situation when the government accused him as a terrorist, and they began to appear on the TV and just concentrate on this issue. Al-Hashimi, he's not a terrorist. Al-Maliki, he is against Al-Hashimi. It's some kind sort of these issues, which absolutely it's not affecting the daily life for the women. But they are also just to defend their the strategy of their actually parties. No women politicians have supported the demonstrations of February 2011, and they are actually not interested in talk about it as well. There isn't any collective attitude between women parliamentarians and women in the government towards women prisoners and women detainees. Some of them, they say, yes, they are detainees and the government should actually release them, and others, no, they have to stay in the prison, they have to get their penalty or like that. And despite the fact that the latest demonstrations were triggered by the issue of women prisoners, but women parliaments were mostly indifferent to this ordeal. Kurdish and Arab women parliaments behaved the same, actually, against with the women in general. Finally, actually, as Tahrir said, she needs some suggestion. So I believe that my suggestion will be we need to involve secular and technocrats women in coming elections. And so we have to encourage the people to choose those such kind of women, not according to their sect or to their ethic, and encourage women to lead political parties or become more effective in the policy making of the parties they are a member of. The 25 quota should be implemented in the executive as well. This should be done through amending the constitution, which we can't believe that the constitution will amend one day. Women politicians should realize that their political parties are founded to serve the society, not to serve the interests of the parties. And women activists should realize that their role is not in parliament or government. I mean, especially for the independent women, they can do and have a bigger role in taking part in demonstrations and in genuine NGOs. This is what some women activists proved when they participated in 2011 Al Tahrir Square demonstrations and also in Al Fallujah demonstrations in March 2013, just to actually support the whole demonstrations in this area. Thank you very much.